Yo, what up? The most prophetical. I just wanted to make a video real fast, show niggas the office one more time, remind everybody of our fucking little plan, or the plan I was thinking that worked when we ever got any success the last couple years and shit. If we get back to that with the new players, I think we'll ball out, nigga, because I figure, man, we might not never have the fucking finger skills of some of these fucking 10-year-olds, that play this shit all day long and could just green every shot they do and all that shit. Hopefully we can, but even if we never do, we for sure can be smarter than all these motherfuckers and have a better plan and stick to that shit. You know what I'm saying? We're all adults. You know what I'm saying? We should be able to like fucking run shit every single time and have all kind of plans and hopefully even like second and third and fourth options and shit when we get good at it. And go ahead and fucking out fundamental niggas, man. So here, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. First, we'll just talk about the fucking, just the overall concept, right, of basketball. I mean, you know, for everybody.
Yo, I'm about to washing machine this shit, nigga, with my fucking coach's clipboard. So check. This might sound super fucking elementary, but whatever, man. Let's make sure we have this shit down for the gate. Where we're on defense, you know what I'm saying, wherever we're at, we get a fucking steal or whatever, the first thing, the guy up top is always the first to outlet, whoever's the closest already, you know what I'm saying? When you're the first one to go, everybody's out here, you get the, this guy gets a steal, yes, that dude can sprint straight down the middle. You know what I'm saying? If you're already in the middle, specifically, hell yeah, you rim run. Also, the center, the last guy back, rim run, always, on a fast break. You know what I'm saying? You should always be able to count on the point guard should always be able to count on that I'm sprinting down, or if this is the point guard guarding this dude, that when the rebound goes off, I'm outro. And if that nigga hits me with that shit, and I can dunk it or lay up, cool. But if not, I should be able to swing it back out and start to play over again. And if it's a fast break, a nigga should be able to, you know, somebody should rim run down the middle where I could, you know, pass it to him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Down the cut. And if not, we just go set up, all right, into our offense. Now, if you're on a wing and you get the rock, you run what they call outside the lines. And imagine there's those volleyball lines normally in a high school gym. All high school coaches will tell you, get outside the fucking lines. That means sprint down like that. Why? Because the ball goes in the middle. You feel me? If a nigga passes it out and a nigga catches it here instead of here, this guy dribbles in the middle always. Can't have three motherfuckers in here because now you got three defenders in there. You keep the motherfuckers as wide as possible. If you're not going to get a dunk because you beat your man out by the time you're about here and then you start curving in to go, or, you know, cutting in to go bang out, then you're running to the corners. You never stop here. You know what I'm saying? Because that just crowds the whole situation. You always go to the corner. Nigga, watch the Spurs. Watch any fucking team that does shit right. That's what happens. The guys go down and go all the way to the fucking corner if they're not going to go get a dunk. Never stop here. You feel me? Whoever gets down first, go down to that fucking corner. All right, once we realize that we can't get an easy wide open shot or a wide open dunk on the fast break, then we set into our offense. Clearly, right? But I'm saying all this shit because I want to be clear about something. I don't want to fucking be robots, and I'm not trying to be stupid about basketball. It's not how that shit works. IQ dictates that fucking the point of playing basketball or running an offense is to get an open shot. So if we get an open shot before any of that shit, shoot that shit. You miss it, whatever the fuck, you got to get better at making it, whatever. But that's the whole point. If we can't make open shots, why the fuck we run an offense anyway? So clearly, when we sprint down on to offense from a fast break, trying to get a dunk or a layup or at corner shots, you know what I'm saying? But if not, we were set up into our offense. So somebody was sprint down to each corner, somebody would sprint down to each fucking wing, and the point guard, if he ran down here and it didn't work out, would find his way back to the top of the key, right? Now, the whole point of the 5 out is so that if you have the ball, point guard has the ball, It's to keep, the point is to keep space between each person. So this nigga's never too close to him or vice versa, right? If we pass the rock, you cut. Period. Bam. So if I pass it to him, I would cut to the basket. Now, every time someone cuts, whoever else will fill, or let me squiggle, would fill the empty space. So I cut in, that space is open, the highest empty space. So if I cut, that means this spot is open, so this guy would fill to that spot. All right? Now there's another option. If this nigga passes here, then you can also, let's just say we're cutting all the time, you know what I mean? You don't want to cut every single time. Sometimes there's a man that's standing right there in front of you and you just physically can't just run past the motherfucker. Then go the opposite way of where you passed it and set a screen. The point is we want movement, right? And that gets the same thing. We keep our spaces, but we also, we keep into our positions, but we also are always moving. So we pass the rock over there, the ball's over here now, right? This nigga would set a pick and this guy would come up to the spot, right? Now, of course, we're not robots. So let's say the defense is on this side of the screen. The nigga cuts to the basket and gets a fucking wide open dunk. Because there should not be any defender in there. If there's a defender in there, then somebody's open, pass to the motherfucker, let him shoot it. Right? So, this guy, he set a screen for him. Let's just say he cut to the basket. What does he do after he doesn't get the ball? Go to the fucking open spot. If this guy might have dribbled to the spot, then you would go to his spot. We just keep on filling it. That part we already know. Now, we also have the option, which we normally try to do on once the ball is brought down. Let's say if we came out from fucking inbounds from a made basket, we inbound it, the center inbounds it, point guard brings it up the court, everybody sets into their little spots. We would start with a down screen. Boom. These guys come down, set the screen, and these guys pop up and take their spots. Right? Keep the same thing. It just starts with a little bit of movement. We do that on, a clean inbounds play, not out of transition, right? So now we have something to do to get everything cracking. Once that happens, then we just run the offense exactly how we just talked about. Pass, cut, or screen away. Pass this way, I cut to the basket, or screen away every fucking time. And somebody fills that area. Now the final thing is we have the option to run a pick and roll out of this shit. And it will always be JD, because JD is the fucking roller out of our team. So if let's say JD's here, let's just imagine that he's there. He would come all the way up and set a pick right here at the top. Boom. This guy has to get the fuck out the way. He wants an open shot, I'm sure, right? So if this is OJ, John, EXO, whoever the fuck, get the fuck into that spot over there. That's going to be one of the most open spots on the court. I run that pick, especially if you set the pick on this side. Bro, we're taking everybody away from this dude. But once he sets that pick, I'm cutting it. I'm going here. This guy might come up to stop me. This guy might trail me. You know what I mean? However the case, we run that pick and roll. I'm attacking. My guy's a slasher. JD is clearly a fucking super slasher. I'm looking to fucking throw him a lob, pass it to him. He's the number one option. But if nobody stops it, if anybody stops it, that means somebody's open, right? In the meantime, this guy's setting a screen for him, whoever that guy is, to get open up here, right? And once he sets the screen, it's a pick and pop here, an off-ball pick and pop. He sets the screen, then he pops out to the corner. So now we have this dude that's just sitting over there waiting to see if his man leaves him or not. This guy's rolling. He has an opportunity to score. This dude has just done a pick and pop, right? Boom, boom, and then popped out. This guy just came off a pick. Everybody should have a little motion. Everybody's actually back in one of those spots, except for me and JD. If what we do doesn't work, right? Let's say I pass it. I can't pass it to JD for the dunk. I can't dunk at myself because it's at such a hard screen. I'm wide open. Then I'm looking to see which one of these motherfuckers have, gotten open. Now, let's just say I pass it out to fucking EXO over here in this corner. His man closes out. Then I hurry up and jump back up to this top spot or wherever is open. JD comes and fills another area. Boom, back over here. And we get right back to running it all over again. We're back into that same fucking 5-out position that we started in. And anytime we're in that position, back in this 5-out position like we were, we can just immediately start setting screens. You know what I'm saying? We just run that immediately. Right? We get back into that 5-out. We don't just stand there. If I pass, I cut. Or if I'm breaking my man down right here, somebody goes sets a screen. Just go set screens. Right? If you're up top right here and you've been there for 3-4 seconds, it's time for you to move your ass on and go set a screen somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about what I'm doing because this nigga is most likely with all this open. As many times as I could break this nigga down and get around him, it's a super duper problem for the defense, right? So if I'm just dribbling right here, you might have been open for 1, 2, fuck, man, you didn't see me, bro. Cut, bam, get up top. Because believe me, one way or the other, this nigga right here, if we can get past this dude, then you're going to be super damn open. Somebody's dunking or somebody's going to be really, really open. Now, we got to remember, we are a small team, right? I mean, even if we weren't, when you're running a 5-out, you kind of make yourself a small team somewhat. Because nobody's in here to get offensive rebounds, right? So, everybody must remember that if you're not a fucking rebounder, especially if you're a guard, keep your ass up out of here. You cut to the basket to get that cutting dunk when nobody's looking and cutting the layup. You catch somebody slipping back door. Other than that, get the fuck out. Once you cut, boom. He should be filling your spot. You should get the fuck out back over there. Right? Now, we don't have to just wait for a back screen either. You know, this guy comes down and sets the screen down here. Every once in a while, we're not robots once again. These people are going to get used to seeing what we're doing. And sometimes JD is just going to be like, nah, I'm going to go dunk. Fuck that. And he'll cut back door and a boot pass, bam. You know what I mean? It's a super problem for anybody. But once again, once you do that, you got to get the fuck out. Now, what I was starting with was talking about how we're a small team. The only person that should be going in there to try to get rebounds is a fucking big man. Especially, probably just JD. Otherwise, we honestly have to hurry up and get the fuck back. Because if you think about it, the defense, I'm doing it backwards, are always on the inside if they know half of what the fuck they're doing, right? So, most of the time, they're even sagged off quite a bit. More like that and that, right? So, the chances of us getting an offensive rebound are very fucking low. That cutter that cut in there and a shot goes up while he's in there, he would box out and try to go for it. Everybody else is pretty much getting back. We have to play do not crash glass. That is super fucking important. Because what we're trying to do as far as outletting, everybody's trying to do that shit. Everybody wants an easy fucking layup. If we're not, we should be going back and assuming shots are going in. Straight up and down. Straight up and down. Except for fucking JD the insurance man. John sometimes will want to do or get a rebound if he's the guy that cut in there. EXO definitely is a big dude like that kind of too. And he might try to go for the rebound every once in a while. But most likely it's not happening. Now, in the event that somebody does get a rebound in here, most of the time, we're going to want to kick that shit back out unless you're fucking JD, the insurance man. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that to myself because I'm pretty good at cutting, slashing to the basket. My dude's a slasher. I'll be in there at different times from cutting, back door on my dude. I might box out and try to go for that board. If I do fucking somehow luckily get it, I need to pass the fuck back out. Slasher, no slasher, none of that shit, dog. You're going to get your shit beat. Pass it back out. We can get a wide open fucking shot. If in the event, remember, we're always not being robots and trying to just be smart about how we do this shit. In the event that we run our play, let's say I pass over here, go over and I set a screen away from the fucking ball, we get a big little switch here. This was JD. This was John. That was EXO. And I got a fucking 5'9" guard on me or whatever, or 6'2" guard guarding me. I go fucking set that screen and we get a big little switch. ISO. Get the fuck away. This dude goes far away. Further, like to here, matter of fact. Bam. You know what I'm saying? And so now, this dude would just take him right to the middle like a fucking, just a smart play. Run to the middle, post up, pass it over his head, bang out. You know what I'm saying? In the meantime, I would be dribbling because there's a fucking big man on me that can't steal it from me. But I'm really not really necessarily trying to blow by him. I'm just waiting for you to get there so you can fucking beast on that guy. You know what I mean? EXO is going to be, what, 6'9" or something like that? 6'8", 6'9". We get switched on to a fucking 6'1" guard. He's going to pulverize that nigga in the paint. Same thing with John's player or JD's player, especially JD's, clearly, right? You really have to have a play called for you. So ODOT, you know what I'm saying? He's basically, ODOT and EXO are ISO players, right? The only ones that kind of do that, you know what I'm saying? I'm the point guard or whatever, and I can break down people, but I have the ball every time down the court, right? So I don't really need none of that shit either. But just so you know, to remember, OJ or EXO or wherever you're at, right? If we're doing our job right and keeping our spacing tight, away from each other, everywhere you go is almost an ISO situation. So if you get the rock right here, the guy is closing out on you too fast, clearly, snap to the basket and go bang out. You know what I'm saying? When you do, this defender is going to try to come over to help. You pass it. This guy might come back in. If not, you know, if you're not getting a wide open layup, somebody is all the way open. If you don't pass it, you're just being selfish. You feel me? Just big facts, or just too slow on the sticks. Defense is all about really sticking to your rules. You know what I'm saying? I'll just say a couple things about defense, man. Just to remind everybody. For one, the biggest thing on defense you'll hear every coach talking about is fucking communicate. You always have to, because, you know, these niggas want to switch. You have to say it, dog. Sometimes there's an unspoken little thing, whatever, but that's where we get those, oh, I thought you was gonna kind of shits, because we have to be clear about that shit. We really should be talking all fucking defense time. Throughout the whole defensive possession, it should just be like fucking loud in our chat. You feel me? But easier said than done, my guy. Unfortunately, that's just the truth about things. Second of all, we have to be in help, pistols, deny, all that good shit. You feel me? I don't know if everybody knows that terminology, but most of us do, right? So, the ball is here. Everybody is kind of like in a help position. It's a little bit sagged off. A little bit. It's enough to where you to close out for sure. You don't want to be all over your guy, dog. If they're running, especially like, think about it. We're running that 5 out, the nigga's all over you, cut back door down, lay up over and over again. You feel me? So you definitely got to sag off your man a little bit. You feel me? Be ready to help. If the ball goes here, the defense should shift even more. Now, we were always taught to come to the middle. We're not doing that, dog. This game you shoot way too good. But at least like that, you feel me? You come over a little bit. You give this guy the illusion. This guy would get on this side of the ball, right? Just to be in the passing lane. But you give them the illusion like, fuck, there's too much shit going on, bro. You know what I mean? There's too much going on. Now, the part where we get lost at, all that shit is pretty elementary, right? But the part that we get lost at is this guy breaks down this nigga, gets to the basket, everybody starts going to go fucking help. That's not how that shit works. Now we have a bunch of open motherfuckers and they're just going to get buckets. This guy helps, right? Shouldn't you be the one to help? He's the one furthest away. I mean, the one closest to it. He comes up and plays deep. So this guy, immediately, if this guy starts coming into the basket and he's away from his man, you're going there. He's going here, for sure. If he has to pass it all the way back out to the top of the key, I can maybe get back there. This guy can get back to his man. He can go back to his man. You understand? You guys get that, right? I mean, I know y'all niggas know this, to be honest with you, but we got to talk about that shit. This guy fucking goes to the basket. This nigga helps. You go to here, and you go to that man. Immediately, we all go to the ball side, right? Wherever the ball, he goes there, and we go to where the ball's going, right? We shade the ball. Speaking of shading the ball, I got one more thing to say about offense. You come down on a fast break, and there's niggas coming, right? Down outside the lines, right? Running down. Right? We're all running down. This guy, everybody should already be going to the corner anyway, right? But let's just say, for whatever reason, this nigga's, I'm ahead of everybody. I'm crossing niggas up, blah, 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 blah. You want to be at least ball level, right? That's why you run to the corners. So at any moment, right? Let's just say fucking I'm dribbling around here, or OJ's dribbling around here trying to take his man. This nigga does not stay here under any circumstance. No matter what's going on, if a nigga's, you're eye level with the ball, there needs to be movement anyway, but somebody has to be at the level of where this nigga is. So if I go to the basket, boom, somebody needs to be here, for sure. Somebody should really be in both of them if we're running our offense. But just in case it's not happening for whatever reason, like I said, on a fast break transition, right? You never stay here for that reason. You have to stay ball level. Imagine we're running our offense. This nigga sets that screen for me. That's why, as I'm going, this nigga's going to the corner. Feel me? Bang, 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 right? So that there for sure is somebody to outlet to that's not throwing back behind off the fucking screen. But even in real life where there is no screen, you stay in, visibility with the ball handler. You know what I'm saying? You want the rock, right? Don't just post up right here. I don't care if that's your spot. It's not going to be open like that. Or he's not going to pass it to you. You're just going to be standing out there looking crazy. Not even going to know what's happening. And it's not really his fault because it's off the screen. It's really not even what's supposed to be happening.
I think if we do all that shit combined with staying within our bills, I'm not trying to shoot fucking jumpers in people's face because I'm a fucking slashing playmaker with a 76 three-pointer. You know what I'm saying? I'm just shooting them when I'm wide open. XOs, not trying to fucking windmill on niggas' necks buck wild, or OJ trying to do that shit, or John because he's a shooter. JD's not trying to shoot fadeaway three-pointers. And then we stick to that shit. Come on, bro. I think, we have no chance of losing consistently like we've been doing. If we lose after that, nigga, we're just old and suck with our thumbs, bro. You know what I mean? That's just fact. Other than that, if we could stick to that shit every game, we should have a gang of success. We're going to be playing against niggas that's not fucking coming in with a plan like that they're staying with. You feel me? And if they do, we get to see if our plan's better than theirs. We can tweak it, whatever, But at least we know what the fuck we're doing. Sorry for the long video. Y'all niggas, hope y'all niggas watch to the end though. Y'all be easy.